And we are now live. Good morning, my minions, henchmen, interns, and employees, and welcome back to Masquerade Industries. As for always and forever, I am your wicked and whimsical host, Mal Damask, CEO of Masquerade Industries and professional supervillain. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. I'd certainly take a little bit of time for myself to recuperate after that very lengthy tier list stream, but fortunately it was worth it. I'm very happy with how it turned out, getting to share one of my greater passions with you all, as it were. After all, what's the point of putting yourself out there on the internet if you're not going to share your fixation for the things you love, Well, pardon me if I still feel a little sleepy. Woke up slightly early, had a bit of a momentary crisis at the factory, but otherwise, it's all well. But I do hope you all are well in the meantime. Now, since it is Monday, it means that we are going to be getting back on the road again, returning, it's been a couple of weeks, but we'll be returning to Kentucky Route Zero. So let me just turn off the music here and get the game started. Let's head on down to the factory floor now, shall we? There we go. Kentucky Route Zero. Now, last we left off in Kentucky Route Zero, oh boy, it's been quite a bit, hasn't it? We met those two musician robots. Oh, hello, Mana. I'm sorry that you had a poor night's sleep. Hopefully you feel better today. Let's see, we met those two performing robots who sang that really sad song at that bar. We continued to try and find the Zero, ended up back in the... Well, we found the Zero, kept on trying to find Dogwood Drive, and ended up in those caves looking for the tapes that would tell us where... Dogwood Drive would be, maybe? We also played that game, Xanadu, and oh yeah, that's right, we sold our soul to the whiskey company that's owned by the electric company, which means now not just our leg belonged to them after paying for our medical bills, but now we just work for the electric company as soon as we finish this job, so that'll be delightful. Now next up, we got another intermission. Here and there along the Echo. Last intermission we had was that play, so I'm curious to see what this one is going to be. Oh, it's a phone number. Okay. Pick up the phone. 270-301-5797. Turn on speaker. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide
Uh-huh.
is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
Oh, it's in my ear. Okay, if I take it off speaker. Oh, the Bureau of Secret Tourism. Okay. Hello? Is anyone there? hang up. Let's try again, maybe? Oh, hello, Jag. We're just we're taking a phone call, or like making a call. Let's try that again. 270-301-5797. Operator? Hello,
For a menu of our
oh.
resources, press 1.
Oh, yes,
For
1.
historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0. Well, if you're dialed into this here informational resource, then you're a certain kind of beachcombing, bat-calling sightseer.
Uh-huh.
So let's take a driftwood inventory. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For
Oh,
secret
hello,
tourism,
Steve.
forgotten places are the vital spark. Take no pictures here, nor souvenirs. Write no travelogues. We will discuss these places now in vague and qualified descriptions.
Ooh, my favorite sort of
For
description.
the town with no roads to it, press 1. For the silo of late reflections, press 2. For the monument to something that we don't remember what it is, press 3.
I'm gonna do the monument.
I suppose it must have been an important event if we felt we needed to commemorate it. The monument looks like it was a lot of work to put together. I wonder if it was a happy occasion, something we were celebrating, didn't want to let go of, or if instead it was something so horrible that we never wanted to forget it, for fear that we'd accidentally do it again. There isn't a plaque or anything. I guess we didn't think we'd need one. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the Iron Pariah, press 4.
The Iron Pariah?
For food and drink recommendations, press 5.
I'm curious about the Iron Pariah.
Is just what she's called along the Echo River. Of course, she once had another name, but it's been scratched away, maybe out of shame? Or maybe she took a bend too sharply and left her true name on a rock. So, what else? We know she was in the war, but neither side would claim her.
What war?
We don't know if anyone's aboard. She drifts along the water and commands a wide berth. Tourists, if you hope to document the Iron Pariah, I fear you will be disappointed. She has a beguiling way of vanishing from photographs. Steer to shore and let her be carried along in silence. Pilgrims, I wouldn't dare to interfere. For a diver's guide.
Okay, let's hear this diver's guide one.
Violent displacement of natural gases. Perhaps the river tilts to face the moon, slowly changing the angle of its surface over time. Some sailors blame corked rocks. Whatever the geological explanation, the islands of the Echo River are mostly transient, rising and diving on some inscrutable schedule.
Vanishing Islands.
Islands are presently underwater. The Red Island, New Königsberg, Island of Interfering
Uh-huh.
Ted Island.
Oh, poor Ted.
Nelson's Island.
Poor Nelson.
Island of ringing. Overdraft Island. Island of cones. Chorus Keys. The Doubtful Island.
What's so doubtful about it?
This list is current as of now. For a diver's guide to underwater islands.
Okay, what about the restless
For
places?
the cluttered place, press 1. For the flooding place, press 2. For a list of the places where people can't sleep, press 3.
Oh, that last one sounds fitting, given apparently a lot of us in the chat didn't sleep well. Let's see.
People can't sleep in the wet grass or on the bridges of New Königsberg.
Oh,
They
so
can't
New
sleep
Königsberg had
anywhere near
bridges?
Lake Lethe because it's too large.
Well, of course you can't sleep
Nobody
near
can
Lake
sleep with
Lethe.
their toes in the
It's
river
Alethe.
because it's too cold. People can't sleep where I sleep because I'm all knees and elbows, and anyway, there isn't enough room for both of us. I'm not sure if anyone
I
can
beg
sleep
pardon?
on the deck of the Mucky Mammoth, but I'm certain they can't sleep on the trash barge because of the smell. If you have anything to add, please call us back with extension 7360. For a diver's guide
Oh, dang.
to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2.
Okay, let's hear about food and drink.
For food, press.
Oh,
If
food.
you plan your journey along the Echo to be a slow and thoughtful one, you will surely want to eat.
Of course.
True, and even advanced preparation can still fail you. Maybe the food you packed will fall in the water and be spoiled. Or it could be stolen by a bat. Well, the water sustains all travelers.
I wouldn't want a
Pack
drink from a
yourself
place
in the
called
river, or have something prepared for
the
you.
the Echo River to drink from.
This place out on the lake. The restaurant is called. Well, it's out on Lake Lethe. It has to be out there.
Okay,
The
if you
water
can't
is
remember a
deep.
thing on
So
Lake
early in
Lethe,
the
that's
morning,
really
you might
funny
see
and also
the
really
dive
tragic.
in Nightly Hall. Weird creatures from weird depths. Fish, crabs, jellies, things we don't have proper names for at this elevation.
Uh-huh.
Sam and Ida's. That's the name of it.
Salmon.
Sam
Oh!
Dives, Ida Cooks. Unique fare
Didn't
and
those names
uncommon
sound familiar?
conversation, to say nothing of the decor. If you do stop by, tell them I said hello, and that they're always in my thoughts and prayers. For a diver's guide to. For food, press 1. For drink,
Okay.
the water is fine.
Yeah, let's see what
But
to
more
drink.
adventurous tourists will surely be looking for stronger stuff. Move quickly along past any strangers with cheap bourbon flasks. You can get that Hard Times rot gut anywhere. If you're traveling
That
by
Hard
boat,
Times, that's the company that owns our
you'll want
friggin'
to
body
drink
now.
seafarers
And leg.
liquor. As it happens, there's a watering hole called the Rum Colony, wholly devoted to the stuff. You know, mixed with sugar and bright colors. I've heard it's excellent, but I never drink the stuff. I take my spirits clear. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1.
Okay, let's hear the flora and
For
fauna now.
different types of water, press 1. For the language of bats, press 2. For insect interactions, press 3. To return to the
I want to
main
know the different types of water.
The Echo River is best known for its plentiful waters, not their volume, but their diversity.
A diversity of
There's
water.
surface water, deep water, big water, and small water.
Is there anything
Water
like
that
thick
moves
water?
quickly, slower water, water in a cup.
Uh-huh.
The water you know about, the water you don't know about,
Right.
and the water you only assume warmer
Uh-huh.
and even warmer. Water that gets things clean. Water that only makes things dirtier. Water's both soft and hard.
Ah, so there is thick water.
Water in living bodies. If you come across any other kind of water, be very careful. Call us back and dial extension 0464 just to be safe. For different types of water, press
Okay, let's
1.
hear the language of bats. That whole thing about water was ominous.
Learning the language of bats to be intimidating. But it's really pretty straightforward. The most difficult part is getting your ultrasonic pronunciation right.
Uh-huh.
Bats have enormous, complex ears. For us, it's more of a struggle. Here, let's try some useful phrases.
Oh boy, let's
Repeat
hear him.
after me so you can practice your pronunciation. Here's how you say, I don't know where I am.
Okay. Oh wait, is he saying it? Oh, okay. Let's try it now. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's how you could ask, haven't we met before?
Okay, let me try that. Did I do it? Did I get it right? I can't do bat noises. Oh.
Great. And here's how you say, sorry, I must have left it in the boat.
All right, let's try it this time. I'm not getting it right. I'm a bad bat.
Now, a very useful phrase. It's a shame we didn't record that.
Right.
Every conversation has to end. So here's how to say, I will write that down in case I forget it later.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay.
For different types of water, press 1.
Okay, now for insect interactions. Let's hear that one.
Stop your boat somewhere
Oh.
cool, you may find yourself swarmed by insects.
Hmm.
You may swat at them or cover your face thinking they're all trying to bite you or buzz in your ear.
I mean, that's what insects
But
do.
these insects are more interested in each other than they are in you. In fact,
Self-absorbed
they've
insects.
already forgotten you. They're back to chasing each other, breeding, competing over resources. Their minds are so shallow that while you've been standing there with your hands raised to your face, they've begun to think of you as part of the landscape.
Oh, I do not like that.
Rock. This is what they sound like.
Okay. I hate this. For those who don't know, I have a pretty bad entomophobia. And I do not like this. Ugh, I don't want to think about bugs on me.
Types of water, press 1. For the language.
Okay, let's head back to the menu.
For historical sites along the Echo River.
Okay, let's identify an
For a
unfamiliar sound.
catalog of subterranean bird song, press 1.
Ooh, birds.
Now I'll play you several recordings of Echo River bird song. When you hear a song you want to know more about, just press 1. At any
Okay,
time,
let's listen.
press 5 to stop. Ah, the lonesome teal. Ugly, spiteful little
I
thing.
hear that, Jag. I see what you say right there, Jag. I will explode you.
That's the American grit piper. Huh? I thought they were extinct.
Grid Piper? Okay.
The rock sparrow. Don't feed him. He'll come back with friends.
That's a bird noise.
You've got a gray-beaked grouse there. Not my favorite bird. That's a mourning hummingbird. So named because they bury their dead.
Okay, if a bird can bury its own dead, that's very unsettling. Whoa.
That's just a pigeon.
That is not a pigeon.
I believe that's a painted avocet. If you catch him, you can make a nice pigment from his feathers. The peat-breathed riverbill. Keep an eye on that one. They make their nests out of stolen jewelry.
Really? Huh.
The lonesome.
Okay,
For
we've
a
gone in a circle.
catalog of subterranean bird song, press 1. For help identifying something that's happening in the dark, press 2. If you are hearing organ music, press 3. To return
I'm sorry. Identifying something in the dark, and then we'll do the
wet,
organ.
rocky contours of the Echo River make for sometimes baffling reverberations that turn mundane sounds into weird, rattling symphonies. Like that.
Uh-huh.
It can be a challenge to pick through the clamor and recognize even something as simple as water dropping in a metal bucket, especially in the dark. Here are some examples.
Okay.
When you hear a sound you want to know more about, just press 1.
Okay, let's start hearing them.
Time you can.
I'm gonna guess that's a rock hitting water.
And that was a canoe tipping over from several miles away.
I'm gonna guess that is pebbles falling on stone.
That was someone burning a phone book.
Way off then. Someone eating granola bar?
That was someone tearing up an electric bill.
Huh. That's the horrible cave dwellers.
That was a phone ringing underwater.
Okay, that's a plane taking off.
That was a motorboat's propeller failing.
Close enough. I'm gonna guess a pickaxe?
That was dirt being thrown on the lid of a coffin.
Oh.
And that was a canoe tipped for a catalog of.
Okay, let's find that number 3 for the organ music.
Does it sound like this?
Wait, wasn't there a church choir in the storage center way back in Act 2? Yeah, inside, yeah, that church that was inside of a storage unit. beautiful, though.
Yeah, that's right. They have that mass that they play on a tape recorder. That said, you're hearing organ music underground. Something is very wrong, and you need to get the hell out of there, or the Kuatoa are gonna come and get you.
Press 1 if that's the music you're hearing. Otherwise, press 2.
I'm curious for 2.
It's nice though, isn't it? Let's listen to it again. For a catalog of subterranean birdsong, press 1.
Okay, let's head back to the main menu.
For historical sites along the Echo River.
Okay, that was like hearing a fish. Holding a snake, I mean.
Probably not in any danger, but why are you holding that snake? If you're involved in an exchange of some kind, press 1. If holding the snake is part of your spiritual practice, press 2. If you don't remember why you're holding the snake, press 3.
Why am I holding a snake?
Okay. What's the last thing you remember? Please describe your memory in as much detail as you are able, paying particular attention to any smells and sounds you may recall. Were you breathing through your mouth or your nose? What did the air taste like? And so on. Feel free to call again with extension 1618. And tell us the whole story.
I'm curious.
Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work on this here snake situation.
Well, you see, I was in Barbados hanging a picture.
Is a kind of gestural conversation. Don't worry. I'll lead you two through it. Give that snake a name and look her right in the eyes and
Alright, I have the snake.
I'm gonna go with Delia for the purpose of demonstration, but
I'll call her Delia too.
a suitable name.
Well, no, I'm gonna take Delia. Okay? I'm holding the snake.
Delia, take it easy now. What if all of this is just a reflection of a reflection?
Delia, take it easy now. What if this is all just a reflection of a reflection?
Now hold the silence while she processes that metaphysical curveball. Okay, what's Delia up to now?
Coiling between my fingers.
Staring right back at you, press 1. If she's wriggling around, press 2. And if she's just kind of limp, press 3. Okay, slowly. Lean in, like you're gonna kiss her.
I'm gonna kiss the snake.
You really gotta make an impression here. I mean, it is crucial.
Uh-huh.
Maintain eye contact to the best of your ability.
I am making eye contact with the snake.
It's just an inch from Delia's. Let out a slow, gentle sigh. Let your breath that frosty snake blood, you know. Gently.
I am gently sighing.
If the snake is breathing heavily, press 1.
How do I tell if a snake is
If
breathing
she's
heavy?
curled around your forearm, press 2. If her tongue is extended, press 3.
I'm gonna go with the tongue's extended.
You just point your tongue right back at her. If hers moves left, yours moves right, and so on. Maintain eye contact so she knows you're... There you go.
Yeah.
Delia should be in a kind of a calm, thoughtful state now, so you can move on. So, put that snake in some grass or something. Let Delia be free, like a snake should.
Be free,
Go
Delia.
ahead and wash your hands if you care to. I would. Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2.
Well, that was a whole exchange. So, where to? I feel kind of overwhelmed now, you know? Too many options. I don't know, I just want to sit somewhere to draw or something. Yeah, work on some whittling. Turn some board into scrap wood. Yeah, it's late. Somewhere we can rest. Yeah, we could just drive until we find somewhere that looks restful. That sounds exhausting. Yeah. Ready to go? Yeah, let's go. Here and well, that was here and there along the Echo. Any questions about the Echo River, I guess? Let's begin with Act 4 in the meantime. Because that was an exchange. Oh, that's right, the boat! I was wondering whether there was a mammoth on it. Four 5.4 context backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus 5A-1 may result in undesirable play between teeth and the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, and skipping. Guess this would be slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also sections 1.8 general troubleshooting and 5.3 gesture context. Okay, let's do troubleshooting. Technicians of sufficient talent and experience may skip this section. General troubleshooting techniques include leaving it alone, then returning later until the hue becomes apparent, pretending not to notice the problem, or hammering something plastic. Must be missing a page or something. My savior, our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? Oh, hi, Junebug. I try to stay clear of that high voltage these days. I don't blame you, especially down here on the water. I mean, sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? Just tagging along. Ah, that doesn't sound like you. What does that mean? No, what does that mean? Oh, it just means that you and your Johnny have always been complete since I first met the pair of you, freestanding like a lighthouse. I'm sure you new friends appreciate the company. It's no shame to be lonesome. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you far upriver before. Hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling up the Zero. Yeah, have you been there? The Zero? Oh no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. And some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights I meet an old friend from an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night it is. Right. So the Elephants of Foghorn. Act 4, Scene 1. The Mucky Mammoth. That's right. That was part of the thing. Okay. Let's talk to Will. Oh, there's some more dogs on here. Elmer, you got a friend. For we are mold and whiskey fed and... Oh! Wet gears. Wet gears? Probably. Who knows? First thing I tried anyway, down here by this little blue box, I took all the gears out and dried each by hand, and then I loaded them back in again. That took care of the grinding sound, but her trunk keeps on doing that sparking, clanking, weeping thing. To be honest, I'm not really qualified for this kind of work. Kate's a friend, you know how it is, don't you? I need to know each other. So, ever walk through the rolling farmland? Sure, along the highway. Along the highway, that's what I mean. Or smaller roads. Well, I sure did. Slipped over fences, and I walked barefoot with the seeds when they were just planted, and tilled the earth with my toes. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Right, okay. Did you know I'm classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal-gripping toes. Doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud de Zola at the university. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls, or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon was drifting along the Echo. It ran for a while above ground, then it doesn't anymore. I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with the maintenance. I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river stories, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Oh, if you could talk to Kate, you could ask her when she stops for gas. Could she pick me up a scratch ticket? Thanks. Right. Okay. Once again, weird people living in this weird part of the world. Other America is truly something else, isn't it? Hello, you must be Kate. How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know, hard on the eyes. Still irritates mine a little, and I'm piling a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. You need tea. So, Agroseba agarita, definitely. Peppermint, dried spring agracias, milk thistle, and dried reishi. What are all those for? Eye strain. Dried spring agrarius masks the taste of agarcias. Agarcias? Blech. Masks the taste of the rest of it. The dried reishi in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom-based. I'm a big believer in fungal pharmacy. How far are we from Dogwood Drive? The Echo is dicey tonight. Bad luck for you. Expect waves and diversions. Dogwood Drive is by the Silo mail stop, but we may need to spend some time on the in-directory before we hit your stop, okay? And there's other business. Mail to drop off. Good reach to pick up and a few favors to execute, all dotted along the riverbanks from here to there. Hope you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, video room. There are plenty of interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual, I mean. Weird. Watch out the VCR doesn't take your hand off, though. It's untrustworthy. What's wrong with the VCR? I could take a look. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. You'll get the picture. I saw you talk to Will. He's an old friend. Don't be fooled by that burnt-out aura. He's a smart, kind man. I think his only vice is those silly scratch tickets. Speaking of which, we're coming up to our next stop shortly, refueling and picking up a few things. Well, eyes on the road. Oh, hey, kid. Hello, Ezra. That's what your name was. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery on deck. Do you have batteries? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these should fit. Thank you. Watch as the kid crams all of them inside. Whoa. There's a cat on the ship, too. Musicians? Really? You were in Chance. Do you remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Sorana opened. His tape machine was broken or something. Got really cosmic. Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. Sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. I was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So you hit this button here to record, hold it right there so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. Really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. Are you playing at a concert tonight? I could record that. Yeah, Claire here came all the way from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. Oh, we gotta do a Russian accent for her. Haha, it is a tour. Tomorrow I'll be in Nashville and then Atlanta, then over the coast. Roo! Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once and I remember loving it. Johnny was moved. Speaking of Serrano, it is night at the rum colony. Kate says she usually stops off there. Well, that's our deal. I was supposed to meet a lady there look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. Bet she's still there. Hope we don't stop there too long. My concert... my concert is soon, and I don't want them to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say. I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Okay. Let's record the cat. Oh no, our arm has been claimed by the electric company. Oh dang, did we get an ad jump scare? Sorry, folks. Alright, well, let's see what Conway has to say. You know, it's the strangest thing. Can't remember why I came up here. Fresh air? Maybe. It's homey in that cabin, though. And more. Maybe that cat is part of the electric company. Who knows? It's just that thing about... What was it? When you walk through a door? When you go into the kitchen for something, and as soon as you pass from one room to another, you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember. Like you left a part of your brain behind. And I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. You were driving for hours. Get any sleep? I had a weird dream. Yeah? That's when you get the strangest dreams, when you nod off, right? Just kind of dip your toes into sleep and some weird image floats by and takes a nibble. I had a weird dream last night as well. Everyone's having weird dreams. Even Shannon and Conway. And all of you in chat. There's all kinds of trash down here. Could have fallen off the hall back there. I think that kid was playing on the trash barge earlier. Should I be worried? I'm fine. I was talking about Ezra. It's good for him. It's important to know how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. It's fine. You can ask it one question. Do you really have to go to work at the Hard Times? Oh, I just noticed that he's got a beer, even though he doesn't drink anymore. Didn't seem so bad, did it? It's a way to live, I mean. Rent a bed, eat at the cafeteria. Not like I have a choice. I think you do have a choice. I gotta repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've gotta settle up. That's why there's such a damn shame when people go so sudden. Morbid. Very morbid. Ooh. Oh, look at that. That's incredible. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. Problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half the stories we hear. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time that the thing happened there. That's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though, I know just about every story on this river. Most of them I picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on, listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true if it's tossed around from brain to brain and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of the experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. Saw the big owl migration pass through. The owls are not what they seem. You might have heard about that. And then there was the old train station flooded. Saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Or, anyway, I talked with a few sailors who recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night, when I was working the Mucky Mammoth, he picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Lake Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I... Pardon me. I nearly lost my headset. Others were strangers who, to me at the time, young woman, small boy, an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. Let's follow Junebug and Johnny into the gas station. Act 4, Scene 2. A gas station. Yep, that's a gas station. We got it close. Usually find this place upriver. Everybody's on the lake tonight. The gas station moves around? Sure. It's not anchored or anything. Could be anywhere up and down the Echo. You just gotta run into it when you need it, or hopefully a little before you need it. I usually stop here once a night, though. To be honest, I'm not sure if it's really even the same one. It doesn't have a name or anything. I never really pay attention to who's behind the counter. Anyway, it's nice to see you two. Most of my regular passengers have gotten held up elsewhere on their journey tonight. It's that storm, I think. Look at him go. That kid has a lot of energy. He's got to be past his bedtime or something, right? I don't think he has a bedtime. He's a maverick. Sounds familiar? You don't have any of your own. I mean, no, I guess not. I just realized you two come here so often. We chat about all kinds of stuff, but I never thought to ask about family. We're all the family we need. That's sweet. So, about that storm upstairs. Did you two get caught in it? I heard it kind of roamed around, uncertain. I'm sure we'll hear all about it tomorrow. Flooding, property damage, probably killed a few tomatoes. It's got the river churning and everyone headed to the lake here, where the water's calmer. I myself don't mind navigating a choppy river. Not at all. I've got a good feel for it. Plus, it's better for fungal growth. High water consumes the cave moths, and their wet wings clump together into the little balls of nutrient-dense mushroom food, jammed by a current here and there between the rocks. You have never seen a mushroom grow like on a soggy cave moth carcass. Beautiful image. Amazing. If I could get a day off, Val and I will be out there all day tomorrow to harvest. I mean it. They'll be ready by tomorrow. A mushroom will grow just as fast as you can pump water into it. Hey, are you two heading this way tomorrow? Maybe I could send Val ashore with you for a few hours. She had a remarkable nose for mushrooms. You wouldn't need to know what to look. You wouldn't even know what to look for. Put a bag around her neck, and she'll just bring them back to you. Yeah. Well, I don't know where we'll be tomorrow. There's no room on the bark for a dog cricket. She could curl up on the sidecar, I'll just sit on my legs. So, I should get back on board. No rush, I just want to brew some tea before we get underway. Head to the station? I thought I'd grab some black coffee for the old man. He's looking a little bit waterlogged. Sure, don't want him falling asleep on, nah, he'll be alright. Seems like the type who can hold his liquor. Seems like he has a little experience, I mean. Hey, while you're here, could you mind remind the gas station attendant if this fuel's on my tab? Charge to the Monkey Mammoth. Oh, and we'll want a scratch ticket. Thanks. Is that the fucking plane from Act 1? With those two shirtless guys? Huh. I was wondering where they went off to. I think I'll just watch the lake for a little bit, man. How did those guys get down here? How did we get down? How do we get down here? I have no idea. Looking for crystals? I need a scratch ticket. What kind? I'm gonna get the one with the bats on it. The one with bats on it. Sure, buck bats. Everybody buys that one. No idea why. Anything else? Some snacks? Sure, we have snacks. We have, and then some jerky. It's homemade, not by me. You work in the Mammoth? I can add it to your tab. Oh, the tugboat? Captain Kite said I'd have to remind you. Sure, they're here every night. It's okay. I have one of those faces. Forgettable. Does it bother you? I've learned to cherish it. There's some dignity in being forgotten, letting the crowd flow around you unspoiled. I used to live in the city. I mean, a real city. Cleveland, Ohio. I had some family money then, and I didn't have to work. I lived in hotels. In daylight, I walked wherever the people were. My only duty was to the crowd. I was its observer, its historian, its detective, its poet. Well, the money ran out, and I dispersed with the rest of them. Took my duties with me here to Lake Lethe and the Echo River. I live behind this counter, anonymous, invisible, but I live with dignity. And yourself? Sure, something like that. I'll enjoy the company of strangers. They enjoy the company too, as fleeting as it is, sufficient unto itself. Snacks are in the back there. Junebug surveys a row of chocolates, licorices, cheese crackers, dehydrated bleach, and reconstituted and colorized. That attendant is a trip. Anonymous, invisible, but I live with dignity, he said. A bag at the bottom shelf is decorated with cartoonish pictures of vegetables. Through a plastic window in the packaging, you can see puffed corn shaped colored like carrots, tomatoes, and broccoli florets, and a few puffy white discs that might represent potatoes. Who knows, maybe he's onto something. Somewhere in there is surely a preservative in case the rest of the process hasn't done enough to stop the flow of time. But what has to happen to a person to make them feel that way? She turns the bag over to look for the ingredients, but only finds a marketing blurb. Inspired by real vegetables. Shit, that floodwater washed away half up out to sea. I was looking for you down by New Königsberg, same as usual, but ain't nobody there. The river's deep as an elephant's. Oh, didn't see you there, ma'am. Pardon my language. What, elephant? Alright, no, you're no paper flower, I see that. I expect you must be, Loretta? Enchanted to meet you. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, is that coming on Two Flower or something? Enchanted? I mean, now it feels a little city. It's like, Enchanted sounds pretty old-fashioned. Is that the kind of gal Loretta is? Guess I don't know. But now I'm double embarrassed. How do you know Loretta? I really don't. I met Loretta on the computer. We met each other there, or I guess we spoke through the computer, agreed to meet. I don't know the terminology. I haven't dated in a while. Back when I met Greta, that's my wife, excuse me. My ex, or maybe I am her ex? I don't know how to say it. Anyway, back then there wasn't even such a thing as computers at all. I mean, I guess there probably was, but I never heard of one. I worked in textiles. So here I am. Didn't work out with Greta. She left me. I'm sure I can't blame her. Damn it all, I guess I probably missed her. I wonder if she's agreed to meet here again. I'm sure she'll understand with the weather and all. Nice of you to say so. Well, I guess I'll head on back. Hey, I'm supposed Loretta doesn't, want to see me after all. My car is full. Oh, no, sorry, that's not what I meant. Actually, I want to ask you for some advice. I had to type up a sort of autobiography for the computer date, and I spent a lot of time on it, but I only really got one reply, and that was Loretta herself. I was happy to meet her, but supposing she's lost interest now. Do you think maybe we could, you could maybe give me some feedback? It's only a paragraph or so, and I have it all memorized. Spent so damn long writing it. Okay, here it goes. Talking to a random guy about his dating profile is not what I expected to do today. I'm a good-natured man, retired, and spend most of my time sailing the Echo River. Riding currents of subterranean gas and that strange invisible wind that moans out of the small tunnels along the bank. Seeking a companion to map the river with me, I have 2 grown children, but they live far away. No goofballs. Okay, what do you think? What was that about goofballs? I mean, like, serious inquiries only. You might miss out on some really great goofballs. You may be right about that. Well, I mentioned you children. Oh, I figure they'll come up somehow. I don't know how people feel about dating with kids. Like I said, it's been a while. Are you proud? Yeah, sure I am. My son is a school teacher. My daughter owns a printing press. Good people. Yeah, maybe I just mentioned there, hoping I'll get asked to brag a little. The thing about the wind is a little much. Yeah, you're probably right. Wanted to show my poetic side. I'll say that for the date. Alright, thanks for your help, ma'am. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm ready to get back on that computer. You have a good night. Now, what's left of it anyway? What a nice fellow. What do you think the other dog on board, Val? Oma's a sleepy old hound dog. No, he isn't doing any mushroom hunting, that's for sure. I'd like to try my hand at mushroom hunting, but I'd be pretty good at it. So, could you fit in the sidecar? If I sat on my legs, you could curl up in the base. She's an excellent driver. Maybe we can still talk her into it. Aww. Yeah, well, let's head back out. Talk to Johnny. Sorry, Cricket. Nothing good on offer. Not even those little gummy pomegranate seeds. I didn't look. Oh, it's okay, I'll go check. Wish me luck. Good luck. Alright, now it's Johnny's turn. Did my Johnny talk your ear right off here? Expect there might be something he can only say to animals. Guess that's just how people are. Different thoughts for different listeners. Do you carry those little gummy pomegranate seeds? I had 3 boxes at the beginning of this week and they're all gone. Can't keep them on the shelves. To be honest, our whole inventory is pretty low right now. There's a delivery boat that usually swings by earlier in the night, but I guess something came up. Where are you heading? Helping some new friends make a delivery, or along for the ride anyway. Well, if you're not doing the heavy lifting or navigating or whatever, a passenger contributes to a journey too. I never travel, but I do love travelers. It's what I like about this job. The travelers come to me. Meet some interesting people. I wouldn't say I meet them, but I do sell them gas. Well, let me know if I can help you find anything. Hello, Al. Oh boy. Glory, it is good to be among friends. Suit yourself. What are you so excited about? I can't help it. Every time I step on that boat alone, I think this could be the very last time. And then every time I come ashore, back among people, I think, glory, it is good to be among friends. Why get on the boat in the first place? It's a ritual remembrance for me. Tonight, particularly so. It is my birthday. I'm 5 years old. Do you know why I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you. 5 years and some days ago, I set out on the river, Echo River, alone, or so I thought at the time. I was looking for an ice floe. They are occasionally rumored to travel our humble artery on their way from who knows where to who knows where. Who knows why? It is a mystery. An hour into the journey, my lantern gave out. Now, I always carry 3 or 4 spares. You'll never catch me in the dark again. Lesson learned, buddy. Well, that night, when my lantern went out, I was stuck in the dark. I kept my arm extended, running my fingers along the cave wall, trying to keep my bearing as best as I could, and at least make sure I wasn't going in circles. I just prayed that I find another traveler who knew his way back to the lake, or above ground, or even just a crack in the rock to get a glimpse of moonlight. I had a large bag of apples with me. After a long while, maybe a day, I was getting weak, so I took my hand down from the rock to tear the bag open. And when I reached out, I couldn't find that cave wall anymore or any other. I was totally unmoored, buddy. Totally adrift. And it was so dark. I started counting time and apples eaten. I drifted in despair for 4 apples. Then I schemed and planned and dreamed for 2 apples. Finally, I came to accept my fate, lost at sea, and this place I would think would have continued indefinitely had I not come to that very last damn apple. Picture me, feeling around in the empty bag, certain that somehow there was another one of those fist-sized chunk of life-giving fruit, already softened by time and probably an unappetizing brown. Nope, that was it. Just as I was about to bite into my last meal, I felt a tickle on my upper lip. It hatched right then. Couldn't have been a moment later. Well, I would have eaten it. My last apple was infested by a damn fruit fly maggot. Well, that should have been the end of it. I should have eaten that apple and that fly while I was at it and put an end to our little food chain suicide pact. And I waited, out of mercy. After all, this fly was basically a newborn child, right? A gross insect child, but still a child, right? Born into darkness and famine, hungry and alone. I mean, could you imagine that? No other flies out there on the boat, and never would be. No other flies to welcome him into the world. I mean, no fly culture, no fly society, no fly history. A true orphan. I started to get depressed just thinking about it all. Worked out a thick tear, I'm not ashamed to say. Well, that fly landed on my cheek, right under my left eye, right up on that salty teardrop, and then, blinding glory, his ass lit up like a candle. That wasn't a fly, buddy. It was a damn lightning bug. So that's how I come here today with you folks, only because I found my way out of that strange river by the dim-lit rear of some orphan insect hatched out of my last rotten apple. Glory, it is good to be among friends. Well, that was, absolutely a life story for sure. It's Dr. Junebug. What caused a trip, the gas station attendant? Did you talk to him? It's funny. It's been reminding me of that frog we had for a bit. That frog you had. Oh, I like to think it was part of the family, you know. Okay, how does the gas station attendant remind you of a frog? Oh, I don't know. Because they like to talk, I guess. Maybe we should pick up another one, a frog or a cat or an iguana or something. Feeling lonely, Cricket? Not exactly. Not like that guy in the gas station. That guy lets the world wash over him, static like a rock. But you and me both together, I mean, we're always moving, always changing. I think it's because we feel safe with each other, you know? Free. We get to try stuff out, change our clothes, swap parts around, just play. I'm not lonely, just curious. With another person to play with, what else could we be? You may be right, Cricket. You really think so? Wow, I thought I'd have to wear you down a little like I did with the gerbils. Oh, that's Kate. Time to hit the road. River, I mean. I love weird gas station conversations. They are something special. See that small brick building? Used to be an upholstery shop. Now it's inhabited by a very skilled taxidermist whose art is greatly in demand. But as an upholstery shop, it didn't see nearly as much business. The old shop's name has been lost to time and weather. This was decades ago, and the only trace of it now is the grayed frame of an old sign behind him and the new lettering, which now reads Trapper, Stalker, and Sportsman. And then below, smaller, no specimen is too exotic, no arrangement too fanciful. Some of the upholstery equipment is still there, too. Still sees active use. At least as the resident artist, though she's not the owner of the shop. It's owned by her aunt, Ida. Ida has very little to do with the day-to-day. She's busy with other endeavors, mostly the restaurant and she and her husband run on Lake Lethe. God, look at this view. I'm curious about this video collection. Shannon retreated to the TV room to browse the mammoth video collection. As much as the rum colony was probably interesting, I'd like to see what's going on here. Act 4, Scene 3. The Mucky Mammoth. Look at this funny little roach right here. Look at him go! Look at him go! Look at the little guy in the tin can. Alright, let's take a look. God, that's a lot of videotapes. The shelves are full of dusty tapes. Some have been relabeled several times, the stickers piling up on their spines. I absolutely have to watch Funeral Thing. Oh, there's another one! Look at him go. I love it. There's another one as well. Now let's sit and watch the... An elderly couple sits on folding chairs in the middle of a TV studio, undecorated except for a funereal lily on a thin blue vase on the table. The lights are a bit too dim to make out their features. She reads from a newspaper with unhurried efficiency. Gloria B. of Munfordville passed away on Monday at her residence. Survivors include her children, Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, and Bobby, all of Munfordville. A memorial service will be held at 7 p.m. Thursday at Hatton Huffman Funeral Home in Munfordville, with cremation to follow. She never knew Gloria. He thinks he may have heard the name, wondering aloud if she ever worked at the cafe down there in Munfordville. The woman who ran that place was once called Gloria, or maybe still is. They take a call, someone who knew Gloria B., if not very well. The caller once installed a satellite dish at Gloria's house, a 900-square-foot ranch-style home on 2 acres of a dead end backed by weeds and pine. When the caller mounted the ladder up to Gloria's roof, she slid open her window and tugged urgently at his pant leg. He followed her gaze behind the house and the 2 wild turkeys picking through her weeds. Gloria and the caller watched, silent and still, as the huge birds foraged obliviously into the trees. Then he installed the satellite dish. Sad. I don't know why I'm really fixating on those roaches or whatever it is scuttling in the hull of the ship. Ooh, unnamed videotape. Let's plop it in. And let's see. Look at him go. That awful hum. Seems to start before Shannon even hits play. Then there's a familiar room. There are the blank gray walls marked with tape and school desks, and this time she notices a few more details. The murky carpet like standing water, some video equipment stashed in the corner in a row of lockers. There's Weaver, looking serenely at the camera as before. As she starts speaking, and as before, there's no sound but that hum. Shayna finds Weaver's words coming back to her as they appear in captions on the screen. Mail, school, and these magnificent tragic horses. Go underground as deep as you can go. The air is cool and the earth is damp, and when you close your eyes, you are surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is? You'll find your way from there. I think this is the place that is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy here, even without the mail, school. The text repeats for a few minutes and Shannon stops the tape. So that's the mysterious tape. Wow. Let's put it back. Let's head to the main deck. Oh, hi, Homer. Hey, Kate. Hey, Will. No, it was only a few notes. Slow and sad, like funeral music, you know? I don't remember it being sad, just simple and unburdened. Maybe that's what funeral music sounds like to me. Unburdened. Oh, hello. Kate and I were just trying to remember the Mammoth song. But neither of us have heard it for years. Will just found the mechanism. In the mammoth's belly, hidden in gritty, matted fur. It's like a big music box, slowly spinning cylinder covered in metal pins that pluck her dulcet guts and pump the bellows in her bowels. But some of the pins are rusted and worn away. Easy to replace if we can ever remember what the notes were. Did I hear you browsing the archive next door? Find anything good? Where'd all those videos come from? People just left them on board. Passengers, I mean. There used to be all kinds of movies and that kind of stuff. I like the nature documentaries especially. Some people left home movies or various little art videos they made. But that damn VCR devours anything you leave in it. Just switches into record mode at random, I think, and picks up whatever's coming in over the antenna. Of course, the only station we get down here is that WEVP. Community television, you know. They've got that show with that gentleman playing a banjo in his birthday suit. I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, yes. And if there's no tape in the machine, then it tries to start recording, and it makes this awful sound, like putting away a squeaky toy in a food processor. I can hear it from above deck. Awful. That's why I put the sign up, please do not rewind after already watching. At least that way nothing gets taped over anyone. Anymore. I'm sure I can fix it. My hero. We were talking earlier, she has an intuition for these things. I just like taking things apart. You should meet Dashiell. He did a lot of volunteer work for WEVP in the early days, wiring up antennas and relays, stuff like that. I think you two would have a lot to talk about. He works at the telephone exchange. No, I'm afraid he's been let go. Oh yeah? That's odd. He still takes the ferry to work every day. I'm sure he's at the telephone exchange right now, in fact. I dropped him off there a few hours ago. We're stopping at the telephone exchange again shortly to deliver the mail and pick up their trash. You should go ashore when we do. Ask for Dashiell. Okay, that wasn't nearly as weird as the gas station conversations, but... Rarely do I miss the chance to lounge on the beach and around the Worm Colony, and I do enjoy a drink, though I didn't find their signature liquor suits me. But this time, I like to stay aboard and shoot the breeze with Kate over some mineral water. Still, I heard the reports. I heard the old man went a little deeper in his cups. Not all surprising. He seems to have some momentum, and Patch mixes up some pretty magnetic drinks. Oh no. Conway's getting drunk. He's falling off the wagon. Oh, if we're talking about the Rum Colony, I should tell you about Patch. He's the bartender, general manager, creative director. I guess that means he books the music. He pretty much run the place for the last 7 years. A lot of folks assume he owns it, but that is not the case. The Rum Colony is owned by a dead man named Vernon. Technically, it would be owned by the power company who once bought a sizable interest from Vernon as part of a state-sponsored investment program, but a clause in that arrangement requires them to keep their hands off the day-to-day and most of the profits so long as Vernon walks this earth. The upshot is that nobody came forth to identify his body. Patchen's a good guy. Yeah, though. Kind, trustworthy, he mixes a strong Mai Tai if that's your thing. That's one way to get out of a contract. Be dead. What do we have here? Valkyrie and Homer lounged below deck. Or Clara, Kate, and I stopped to do some business by telephone. You know what? Let's follow Valkyrie and Homer. Get into the dogs. Act 4, Scene 4. The Mucky Mammoth. Dogs. Okay, that was it. While the two gentle beasts kept things under control aboard the Mucky Mammoth, I went ashore with the rest of the crew to make use of a public telephone. I called into my answering machine, which I routinely neglect for intervals for months, to chip away at the pile. Kate checked in on a client of hers. There's a birth doula in addition to being a tugboat captain. Did you know that? Or she's a birth doula. Claire talked to her sister in Lithuania. Illness in the family, I guess. I gather. Anyway, the evening hit a low point not much later on, so let's take a quiet moment here to listen to the river and reflect on the unburdened sleep of dogs. You want to know a little fun fact about me, minions, henchmen, interns, and employees? I've never set foot on a boat in my entire life. Never. Ezra taught us a card game. Shannon, Ezra, the old man, and I stopped at the Radovinsky Center to make some quick cash. Okay, let's see what this quick cash thing is. Money's good. I like money. I am a businessman. Act 4, Scene 5. The Radovinsky Center. No, I've never even been on a riverboat before. I have been in a kayak before, but I'm not counting that. Ooh, TV camera. Good morning. Bags isn't feeling well. Long night. Poor kitty. What are you watching? Security tape from last night. Daryl left the lights on again. Should we slash his tires? I'll leave a stern note on his desk. Spare the rod. What are we doing today? Alright, this week, you know that old vending machine? The one that only has tomato juice? No, the old one they just stopped refilling. Remember, we rolled it out onto the dock last night and some scavengers stripped it for metal in the middle of the night. Joe cut his hand cleaning up after them and got infected, remember? No? Okay. Well, anyway, the rest of it ended up in the big coat in the coat room until finally Daryl was piling it into a big bag for the trash bark to pick up, and he came across this box lost behind all the junk. Check it out. This looks old. Yeah, there's a bunch of videotapes and completed questionnaires. I looked up the reference number and it's never been processed, so I guess what we're doing today. There's no date on it. We'll just have to make one up unless there's some footage of a calendar or something in here. Guess these are the old tests before we started doing the video exit interviews. That's annoying. Yeah, let's see. How do we do this? I'll run the tape, you interpret the questionnaire, and I'll type it up. Okay. The modernist bookshelf with fancy vintage turntable. So ostentatious. So, Daryl. What? That was my bookshelf. Oh no! But you like grew out of it or something, right? It ended up in the lab somehow. Get my books on a pile now. It's easier to find what I'm looking for. Never, what shelf is that book on? Only, well, it's somewhere in the pile. Pragmatic. Wow, I haven't seen that poster in a while. I think that was mine from college. Yeah, definitely. Oh right, Daryl swapped it out with the redesign. Now it's what's there now? Yeah, it's that's weird. I can't picture it. I mean, I can picture the wall. There's something definitely hung there. It's gonna bug me. Want me to go look? It's just down the hall. Heh. No, it's okay. Sit. Stand. Am I taking a questionnaire in some kind of center? There should be some basic information in the first control test. Subject general disposition. Why are you here? The other passenger said we could make some quick cash taking these tests. Pragmatic. Demographic category. What's the first thing that you remember? I remember a bird cage. Mid-20s. You think we should use the old categories or the new categories? Alright, will the computer still even take the old ones? Still on the menu. Oh, in that case, just put in precarious. Sure. Oh, I forgot name. It says Marquez on the file. Whoa, Marquez, are you sure? That's what it says. Do you know her? It can't be. No, that's not her. Did she come alone or with a group? I don't know. There's an extended monitoring tape here. We should check the dock to see when she showed up. No, it's definitely not. Oh, she's traveling with one of those creepy distillery guys. Him? Nah, he just looks like some old drifter. Maybe you're right. It's hard to tell in this light. Oh, it's... Wait, who's the guy? The guy in the hoodie? What? Never seen him before. Really? He looks so damn familiar. Thought maybe he was a former intern or something. He's a little old for that, right? No, I don't recognize him. Sorry, you're all deja vu this morning. It's spooky. Sorry, it's just one of those days, I guess. Heh, guess the old man is on dinghy guard duty. A noble assignment. So who is this lady? Oh, right. Well, do you remember WEVP TV? No. Okay, it was a community television station. The Consolidated Power Company, the power company again, had to fund it as like a punishment for owning too much of the broadcast spectrum or something. Oh, they used to screen your videos, right? Yeah, it was like a co-op. I did some maintenance, and they gave me a slot to show my work. And they had that naked banjo guy late at night. Yeah, that was mainly what everyone remembers. Yes, their whole mandate was community expression. He certainly was expressive. Oh, wait, was WEVP the one that... Oh, the flood, right? Yeah. Damn. So, Shannon Marquez. Did she have a naked banjo too? What? No. Let me guess. Which of the following sentences best describe you? I am haunted, unable to forget. She had an exercise show. No, I've never heard of Shannon Marquez. It was a Weaver Marquez that I knew. She worked at the station for a bit, and then she just kind of left on weird terms, actually. Anyway, where were we? Alright, back to the... Okay, how do we rank her from the control test? Without turning around to look, please describe the following objects. Bookshelf. It has 4 shelves. It is shaped like a transformer coil. Reminds me of a museum. Poster. I remember circles. I have a poster in my workshop, a chart of resistor values. The lighting. It just has the one lamp, doesn't it? Average, I guess. Average. Okay. I was right. Yeah, 4 shelves. I'm amazing. Is there any pie left in the break room? Dale finished it off before he went home last night. Daryl's on thin ice. You're declaring enemies left and right. What? Who else? That other Marquez woman, Weaver. Didn't you... Maybe I misunderstood. I thought I detected some, animosity? Oh no, nothing like that. She wasn't the kind of person you could like or dislike, really. She was just there. And all you could do was accept her, like magnetism or gravity. Please describe from memory of the following objects. The seating in the room behind you. Strangely comfortable. Lighting in the room behind you. Dim. Air quality of the last room in which you fell asleep. I think I fell asleep on the boat for a minute. The air was warm but refreshing. Well, this Marquez is pretty normal so far. Oh yeah, they're definitely different people. I just wonder if they're related or something. But I never imagined Weaver having any family, but I guess everyone has some family, right? What? Oh, sure, probably. Okay, let's go to the next test. Cat! Jen, look who it is! Aw, I missed that kitty. I forget what became of the white one. Her name was Coconut, and she disappeared without a trace. Easy come, easy go? I wouldn't say easy. I had to leave food on the dock for a week before she come inside. She only stuck around for a month or two. You probably saw quite a lot of her. I remember you were working nights then. She was a nocturnal creature. That's right, I remember. Approach the cat. Please let me pet the cat. Let me pet the cat. I can't pet the cat. Look, okay, that craning of the cat's head is very cute. Huh, this picture of an orange, apple, pear, and strawberry, I think? Oh, do I have the tape recorder? Or is it food? Oh, I'm recording the cat's meows again. Never mind, it's food. Wait, I don't remember this test. Oh, did we cut this one? What's the questionnaire like? No, it's just sometimes we can't make it in for a few days and I just leave a note to feed the cats. For the test subjects? Wow. How do you think how do you know they'll do it? I write it on a university letterhead. Jed, that is unethical. At least I didn't use university property and research equipment to make weird video art. Very well, I contradict myself. I wonder which is the nobler transgression. Also, that question, it is nobler to feed kitties. Agreed. Don't know where mine is. The heck is this? Oh, okay, this is before the CD players. I wish I remembered to rewind. They never didn't. Daryl would be in all night rolling all these tapes back one by one in his little Walkman. He still has that thing. He says he uses it at the gym, but I still think he's too attached to his old mixtapes. He's so sentimental, our Daryl. These tapes had sounds from my apartment building. Did you know that? No? I thought it was stock sound effects from the library. Yeah, the CDs are, but when it was on tape, Daryl had me borrow a tape recorder from the music department and go collect them myself. You showed me a first draft of the questionnaire. I think some of them are still there. Like, what were you thinking about immediately before listening to the tape? Just thinking about my friend. After the tape ended, how quickly did your thoughts return to the subject? Never really stopped thinking about it. Right. I don't really get the point of that question. I think it's just there to set a baseline for the introspection index. So all the doors opening and closing. Those are all from your apartment? Most of them, yeah. Others were from the basement. We have these rows of storage closets down there. None of them are locked or anything. It's just like this weird row of doors. They're not even marked or differentiated. You have to remember. You have to keep an account as you go and remember which one is yours. Mine is number 8. I went down there a little tipsy once, Sunday cleaning, a few glasses of wine. Anyway, I accidentally opened number 9. It was full of mice. Like, for a computer, I mean. They were all neatly arranged on the shelves, organized by some inscrutable quality, cables tied with Velcro. The neighborhood mouse hoarder. Collector, I think. I guess he lived next door. That's not the weirdest thing that you can find in somebody's locker. In my earlier days before I became the CEO, I did briefly work in some storage cleaning. And, let me tell you, if you ever get a job working at one of those self-storage places and you have to do one of those, a place has just closed out on a storage unit that a guy is no longer paying for, and you have to empty it out to see what's inside, pray to God that you never find one that's just filled with forks, like I did. I told Daryl we should add a question, like, something like, while listening to the tape recording of doors opening, if at any point you've had any expectation or visualization about what might be on the other side of these doors, please write it down. Door number 9, I thought it might be a closet. I was just curious, I guess, since it was from my building. Like, I have a strong sense of where these doors lead. Just by hearing them. But that is just from memory, or is that just from memory, or is it inherent from the sound somewhere? Interesting. You should write a grant proposal. Oh, I wouldn't want to step on any toes. University politics. Oh, here's another extended monitor tape from the waiting room. Ka-chunk. Oh, looks like Will fell asleep. Busy night. There he is again, sleeping. Where do I know him from? It's going to drive me up the wall. Does he work at the university? Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think he might have worked there a long time ago. Maybe when I was an undergrad. Ah, the Paleolithic. I thought he looked a bit rugged. That's right, Jen. I went to college during the Stone Age. What was your major? Fire? I don't think he was a professor, maybe staff. It's been so long. Sometimes I wish I'd just barreled through like you did instead of taking time off before grad school. I'm sure it was the right thing to do at the time. Yeah, or the only thing. I was such a mess. Did I ever tell you about that? My boyfriend died suddenly in my last year of college. Oh, poor thing. It's okay. It was a long time ago, but yeah, it really shook me up back then. He was studying astronomy. We were both really into experimental music. We took a few art classes together. It's so sad. Sorry, never mind. No, it's okay. That's the thing, actually. I mean, that's what shook me up about it. It's just this random accident that never should have happened, and so sudden that you could never seen it coming. He was back home visiting his parents, and he fell off a roof. Damn, I know what you mean. You can't predict that kind of, what do you call it? Freak accident kind of thing. My psychiatrist says it's why I'm such a pessimist. Well, I think you're remarkably upbeat, all things considered. I mean, the thing with your boyfriend on the roof, but also what happened to the TV station. Acts of God. You think? No, I mean, that's what you call it. That's what you say when it's nobody's fault. Yeah, true. Next tape. I don't think I believe in that. What? Acts of God. Yeah, but there has to be a word for when something completely shitty happens for no reason, right? Guess it's kind of archaic. Hmm. First, please use the blank space below to describe your general feelings about television. If you have difficulty summarizing your emotions succinctly or have too many different feelings to fit in this blank spot, you may also use the back of this paper. Television is my preferred window to the world. You're asked to watch several videos. How many videos did you watch? All of them. Speaking of the TV station, you were saying something earlier about the other Marquez girl? Oh, right, I was talking about Weaver. Yeah, what exactly happened to her? You said she left on weird terms? Yes, well, so actually she just stopped showing up. That was pretty normal. It's all volunteers, right? Community television. Yeah, people didn't really give much advance notice. They just got bored and drifted away. It was more like an art project than a job for most people. Weaver Marquez helped manage the archives, like filing and sorting old tapes of broadcasts. I think she was pretty smart. She could probably have been more help fixing equipment or something, but she seemed pretty content just to organize tapes. Nobody ever talked to her much, so when she left, no big deal. But then a couple months later, we started getting these bizarre interventions. Question: at the beginning of the video, you were asked to note from memory earlier in the day and associate with one of the objects on the table of the screen. Which of these objects did you choose? The folded map is what I'm going to pick. Was this object present in the second on-screen table or after the camera passed through the doorway? Not the same one, but another sort of like it. Someone would be doing a show about their normal times in the normal time slot, and then suddenly the feed would cut. It'd still be broadcasting, but our signal was totally jammed. Oh, like interference? I mean, total blackout. Then this video would come on, clearly shot in our studio at some point. It was her, Weaver Marquez. She'd be standing in the middle of the studio, facing the camera. Surreal. The video began in one room and passed through a doorway into another room. In each room, a piece of music was playing. Was it the same music in both rooms? No, they were different. Was the music the first room optimistic or pessimistic? I think it was optimistic. Was the music in the second room optimistic or pessimistic? Pessimistic. It's a bit fuzzy by memory, but I do remember the sound. This awful hum. Like, that's how she was doing it. She made a hum so sinister it drove our signal into hiding. What even is Weaver? There's some weirdness about her. She might be dead, but I'm not sure. The camera passed through several doors with inscribed labels. Please write down the sounds you heard as the video passed through the doors with the following inscriptions. Travel. Footsteps. Nourishment. A sort of clink like coins falling into a cup. Sleep. Diesel engine idling. Then there were the on-screen captions saying the same every time. Exactly the same every time. I don't remember what they said. Something creepy. Wow. Oh, we gotta do all 6 of these TVs? Okay. The video began with footage of the outside of a building and then entered the building. Was it day or night outside the building? It was day. When the camera exited the building again, was it day or night outside the building? It was night. We had a title maker at the station, but it was a different font. I guess she recorded it at WVP and then took it somewhere else to add the captions? I don't know. We all did a lot of speculating about how she made the video, why she made the video. Yeah, why not just broadcast it normally? It was community television, right? Couldn't be worse than Naked Banjo Guy. Yeah, exactly. Some people thought it was a protest or something, but I don't think she had anything against the station. To me, it felt kind of urgent, like she would have done her broadcast through proper channels when something came up. A crisis or something. Does it have to do with the power company? You are asked to make a note of a fond memory from childhood and associate it with one of the objects on the table and the screen. Which object did you choose? The feather. Was this object present in the same second screen table or at the camera past the doorway? Forget, I don't think so. How often did it happen? A lot. Dozen times. Went on for years. We even thought about asking the police to look into it, but it's so hard to locate a pirate signal. I mean, it could come from any direction, you know? It's all just waves. Exactly. Okay, last TV. The camera focused on a table, passed through a doorway, then focused on another table. Which object present in the first table was also present on the second table? The picture was too blurry to make anything out. You should have these VCRs professionally cleaned. I'm writing my number on the back of the page. Weaver's video showed up again right before the flood. Actually, I think it might have been the last thing we ever broadcast. Okay, now I should head back to that table. Oop, getting caught on things. One of the way into the room right here. Alright, let's see. Okay, location updating effect on emotional memory. These results are kind of confusing, actually. She's either very confused or just not taking it seriously. So, produce a standard effect on the forgetfulness index? That's all it needs saying, I think. Damn, this is taking a while. Daryl will be heartbroken if this is the only box we're getting through today. The poor thing. He's like a paper butterfly. I'd say a moth. Next date. Left. Oh, look, can you read the date? Damn, I can't read it either. It may not even have been current. I remember for a while we had a calendar up there that was like years behind. I think Daryl liked the picture. What was it? Best friends. Every month there was a different pair of animals that were friends. Oh, that's adorable. I think I'm going to be sick. You don't remember that? The weird intern brought it from home from, what was his name? Who? Oh, you remember? He was always like, we always make him run, fun of him for... Damn, he's almost completely forgotten from my brain. So many interns coming and going then. Guess I didn't even bother remembering their names. I wonder who was working back when this was recorded. Is there a tape of the monitoring room? Yeah, here it is. Oh, before we check it out, did she flip the calendar forward or backwards? Backwards. Oh, weird. Usually flip it forward. I broke the system. Yay. Cat. There she goes. Wait, do you think... Did she follow him out? Oh, well, there's the last extended monitoring tape from the dock when they left. See, I told you he was one of those distillery guys. Maybe you were right. These are the guys came to pick him up for work, maybe? I don't like how they all hang out together. It's creepy. Not gonna acknowledge that they are glowing neon skeletons. We hang out together and work together. Yeah, but it's not like they're more than coworkers. I don't know. I just get this awful feeling whenever I see them. Like I knew them once, but not anymore. Like when they made up a dead person to look like an old photograph of themselves. Sort of familiar, sort of strange. Yeah, exactly. There ought to be a word for that. Oh, and then they're gone. Bye, Kitty. They look like nice enough people. I'm sure she's very happy with them. Yeah. Well, somebody left a scratch ticket in the file. $5. Do it. Okay, let's see. $5! This is the greatest day of my life. Oh, wait, it expired. Like, really expired. Damn. I'm over it. So, It's been a bit of a memory trip for you, huh? I bet you didn't expect to see these old tapes disturb so much. How does it feel that these people have come again? Weaver Marquez and Wise Will, I mean. What was your boyfriend's name? The one who died in college? Charlie. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet experience, actually. Like, looking at photographs of people who've died or moved away. People that are gone. Gone but not forgotten. No, not forgotten. You're right. I wish Halloween came early. That would make those weird freaking skeleton men comprehensive. I think I'd like to go on a boat cruise sometime. Look at those easels and tables on the beach over there. They call it an open-air gallery, or probably something more upscale like Al Fresco Galleria. They say it's popular design in foreign cities like Paris and New York. Maybe true. The appeal is clear enough, I guess. Anyone can wander in and out. There aren't any walls or doors, and there's no roof either. Just a kind of thin cloth membrane, not quite a sheet or a tarp, but more like a drape of rolled out spider web, looking like it might bunch up and dissolve if it ever got rained on. No concern down here for rain. Everybody thinks they're inside, but just because they can't see the sky, but it's a microclimate down here. It surely does rain. Right now they're exhibiting some intimate photographs of small town life. One of them is one of a small girl playing in a puddle. She's got her back to the camera and she's fussing with something, looking at her hands. Maybe she's stuffing a message in a bottle or folding a paper boat. Reviews have been good. It's a popular show, probably because of its relevance. The town depicted in these photos was very recently flattened to make way for a big museum project. I wonder if it's the same as that housing museum where we saw that giant eagle. Coils. I took a nap. Act 4, Scene 6. The Monkey Mammoth. Hey, just a quick note here. I'm going ashore to do some mushroom hunting. This little island's my favorite spot, and I figure we're already running late. What's one more unscheduled shop? I just need to find Will and get him up here to keep an eye on things. You know, Minnie's asleep. Could you run down and wake him up for me? Bunks are down the lower level, right next to the map room. Thanks. Oh, looks like I'm playing Ezra now. Well, let's record. It's a deeply unsettling noise. Alright, let's head down to the main deck. Look, there's the cat. To the lower deck. I was saying, this is a nice tugboat. Well, just gonna record him sleeping. A recorded lecture plays from a tape machine next to Will's bunk. I even hinted that he had the mind designed for this device, as recorded in Diary and Sundry Observations. Why should personalities in another existence or sphere waste their time working a little triangular piece of wood over a boat or board with a certain lettering on it? The whole business seems so childish to me. If we are to make any real progress in psychic investigation, we must do it with scientific apparatus. Again, for Edison, a technical solution to every problem. He goes on to suggest the parameters of the apparatus. And, yes, a question in the back? James? Yes, the idea of personalities lingering after death does appear to be in conflict with Edison's theories about what he calls the life units, the subatomic entities that animate matter and then scatter to other configurations when a person passes on. But given Edison's emphasis on memory and cognition, remember we're talking about the inventor of the phonograph, and his colorful description of the swarm of interchangeable drone like Edison even used the word proletarian, life units animating the human mind, his theory naturally posits that any individual life unit is, on its own, some fragrant of memory. Oh, they're talking about Thomas Edison, the fraud! So according to Edison, when life unit become it's recombined from, say, a soldier into, say, a flower, we may be able, using some apparatus, to coax out from the flower memories of war. The tape stops. Will wakes up. Well, hello, small man. You caught me in my pre-dawn nap. I try to sleep in little nibbles when I can. It maximizes my time in the threshold states. What were you listening to? Well, I used to work at a university, and I'd always eavesdrop on lectures through the ventilation system. Anything and everything. I'm a polymath by nature, and an old friend recently found this box of tape recording lectures next to the dumpster there, and passed them on in spirit of fondly recalling better days. This one is History of the Philosophy of Death. Yikes. I play these old tape lectures during my little nibble naps to absorb the information more easily. It's pretty effective. I wish I could do everything half sleep. Can't say I've learned much now, though. I may have been too busy dreaming. This is a narcotic fantasia about but those days are always the quickest to dissipate. I better tell you about it now before the spell is broken. I was small. Not a child, an animal maybe. I patrolled the corridors of a great iron ship searching for scraps and mice, I think, and crying, always a weak, mournful mew. Other crewmen slumped in odd corners or lay drunk on the deck. All smelled of shame, defeat, and rot-gut corn whiskey. They dumped artillery into the water, tore their flags into cloth scraps to make handkerchiefs to bury their sobbing faces. They drifted on Lake Lethe, drinking in the cold black water and eating eyeless fish, raw when they at last ran out of the cooking fuel. They seemed in their despair to forget even language. After an interval of years, the ship crossed the threshold into absolute silence. Silence except for my hopeless whimpering cry. Anyway, that's all I remember. Gee, that's a lot to unload onto a kid. Sorry you had a bad dream. Oh no, not bad. Unsettling. Puzzling. But thanks for your concern, Doc. Well, I've got a stew to start. You may want to hurry back above deck. I believe we're about to pass by the Bat Sanctuary. It's quite a thing to see. Bat Sanctuary. Ooh. Kate came back from her mushroom hunting excursion with a small basket full of oddly colored caps and stems. No doubt delicious to a morsel. Of course, she intended to use many of them in her medical practice to ease the pain, nausea, and anxiety of pregnant women. But I can usually rely on my charms to snare a bite or two. I have no preferences. When it comes to mushrooms, by which I mean I treat them all interchangeably. I prefer not to know their names or qualities before I cook them up and eat them. It's useless after all. They escape your erudition, as the fella says. That's a good mushroom hunting island, I guess. It's plenty damp, and they got the cypress trees there to grow on. Of course, they're not indigenous, the cypress trees, I mean. Everyone down here seems to agree that they were planted as some kind of marker or memorial. Most people will tell you they've got a distant relation or acquaintance who helped dig a hole or water a seedling. But nobody remembers what it was all for, and nobody left a plaque or anything. It's a shame. Looks like it must have been a lot of work. Well, at least we have the trees. And the mushrooms. Shannon and her friend set out in the dinghy to deliver a package at the telephone exchange. I love that word, dinghy. Act 4, Scene 7. Echo River Central Exchange. Thanks again for your help. This is about as far as the tugboat can go. You know, noise and lights to start the bats. Usually I send Will, but I thought you'd like to chance to meet Dashiell. He's the guy who worked at the TV station, WEVP. So you'll pass through the Bat Sanctuary, which is really nice, by the way. Be sure to check out all the plaques and stuff for cool bat facts. Plenty of time. Anyway, the Echo River Central Exchange, or excuse me, Consolidated Auxiliary Switch number 30. They changed the name when the power company took over. Anyway, it's just on the other side of the Bat Sanctuary. This package is going to Poppy. She's an operator. The operator. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Chad, we may have a problem. Oh, we have a big problem. Looks like the game has decided to crash. Whoops. Let's head to the factory floor and then while I try and get this fixed. Oh, yeah. Yep. It has full-blown crashed. Oh, really, really bad crash. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to end the stream a little bit early today, due to this technical issue. We'll pick up more, next time. Still, well, it's not working the factory floor if something doesn't go a little bit awry, so I'll at least appreciate you coming for what we managed to make so far. We'll pick up next time. In the interim, thank you so much for joining me on this weird excursion into the Kentucky Route Zero as per usual. In the channel chat description, you'll be able to see the credit for the artist responsible for making the model, background assets, and the emotes. If you wish to engage with the community more, there is a link to a Discord server in the description, as well as a link to the YouTube channel where I will be uploading the VODs for all prior streams. We're still working on the milestone, hitting 50 followers. I will do a tier list ranking every single Batman villain. At 10 subscribers, I will do a tier list of every single Spider-Man villain. And hopefully that will all be very exciting. In the meantime, however, thank you so much for joining me once again on this fine start to the work week. And I will see you all next